Hey guys, this is the fourth Raising Karter podcast. Today we're going to be talking about failure. So let's get right into the podcast. Dad, is there any questions you want to ask me?
Failure mean to you?
So the word failure what it means to me is I couldn't do it, so I can always try again. So I failed, I couldn't do it, I can always try again.
So the word failure means means to you that you couldn't accomplish something, but you always could do it again. It doesn't mean that it's over. It's a disaster. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. That's not what it means to you. You're saying you didn't, whatever you were trying to do didn't happen, but you have a chance to do it again, right?
Yeah, there's always a practice in it. You can learn from your mistakes, so you can't just do everything right. So you can learn from your mistakes. So failure is actually kind of important for you because you can learn from them.
That's pretty profound right there. I like that. This is it. How do you think having someone like me, having a dad in your life, can help you how do you think having someone like me in your life can change your definition of failure? That's what I was trying to say. How do you think
I have
having
a question for you. What is definition?
definition? What does it mean? What does so how can having a father, a dad in your life change? Maybe not you. You've got a good definition of failure, but maybe some of the other kids out there, if their dad's in their life doing a good job, how can it change their definition of failure?
Well, it can help because, their dad is always there to support them. So if they fail on something, they're always there to support them. So dads out there and sons out there, your dad will always support you even though you fail.
That's right. That's what we want to promote here on the Raising Karter podcast. Dads supporting their sons. And failure, if you fail at something, it's not the end of the world. Actually, it's a good thing because you're actually learning in the process. No one knows everything out front, just like us starting this podcast. In the beginning,
we didn't know everything. We didn't know how to start. We didn't know the name. You always have to practice before you do something. You can't be like, oh, I'm ready, I'm just gonna jump into this. You always have to practice. And you can never be too sure that you don't need any practice.
Exactly. Now I got one last question. Well, yeah. What is something you want to try or learn, even if there's a possibility of failure, even if there's a chance you can fail? What's something you wanna do?
Well, even though I'm not old enough, it's football. Because I've seen a lot of things in it. I like wrestling. And football's kind of like wrestling. I'm a good catcher. I'm really fast. So, even though there's a chance of me failing in it, I can try it. But even though I failed the first time, that doesn't mean I can never play it again.
All right. So you wanna try football? Okay, we have to look into that. Do you have a question for me on this subject?
When you fail, do you ever think that people are going to make fun of you, bully, like you failed, or do that, would you stand up to yourself or cry in a corner?
Would I stand up for myself? Um, this is one thing that it took me a long time to learn, and this is one thing all the sons out there. If I could be your father for a minute, I would tell you to not be afraid to fail. If you can conquer being afraid to fail, you can do anything. You can do anything. That's the key to doing anything in life, not being afraid to fail. Yeah, it's going to be disappointing, but if you're not afraid to fail, you can do anything. So if I could be your father, all the sons out there, no matter what age you are, let me be your dad for a second. And let me tell you this. If you can conquer the fear of failure, if you can conquer that and not be afraid to fail, be like, man, I want to do this. If I fail, so what? I'm doing it anyway. Man, you can do anything. You can do anything you want.
Something to say. So I was watching this show on YouTube. This kid was bullying someone because they failed on something, and they said you couldn't succeed. But after that, that kid did amazing things. He became a book writer and everything. So, when people bully you, that's how you know you can do anything. Even though you fail the first time, you can still do anything.
Exactly. And another one thing about somebody, a lot of times it's easier when people when people bully you and people make fun of you for failing because they don't have the guts to do it themselves. So I can make fun of you. It's easy for me to make fun of you that you failed because you did it. I don't have the guts to do it myself. So, I can laugh at you, but really you're the joke because what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing? You should go out for all the sons, all the fathers out there. Go out and try to fail at as many things as you can. Go out because if you fail at something, at least you trying. At least you trying. The people that don't do anything, those are the people that are the real failures. The people that quit. The people that just accept what life gives them. So that is episode number 4 of the Raising Karter podcast. And it's all about believing in yourself. It's all about understanding what failure is. It's just about an opportunity, a learning opportunity to get better. The only way you can be good at something is you have to be bad at it sometimes. So, you got anything you want to add?
Yes, so I just want to say, today at school, I was captain A at kickball. I said random order. For the people who don't know what random order means, this pick a spot in line, that's what you are. This kid goes around and says, Karter said I was A. He said I was first. I never said anything like that. So that made me feel like I failed. Sometimes you don't fail, but people make you think that you failed. So all I'm saying to the people out there that have people that sometimes do that to them is that you didn't fail. You will fail sometimes, but you didn't fail when people do that to you. They failed on being a good example.
So basically what you're saying is don't let other people persuade you or make you think that you're a failure. The only way you can fail is if you quit. That's the only way you can fail. The late great Kobe Bryant said that the only way you can fail in life is if you quit. So never quit. So that's episode number 4 of the Raising Karter podcast. We want to ask everybody to subscribe, leave your comments, reviews, watch the podcast, listen to the podcast, because this podcast is dedicated to fathers and showing you fathers how important you are to your sons. So, you want to say peace.
Peace. And thank you for watching this Raising Karter podcast.